Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jim Fuse, and I'm excited to be joined again today by Pete Kane, who is a digital growth consultant here in the Atlanta area to talk about the Kennesaw Business Association University coming up March 25th. And today, Pete and I are going to talk a little bit more about the speaker lineup. So, Pete, great to see you. How are you doing
Yeah,
today?
fantastic. Glad to be on here. I'm still stoked about this format, Jim. I
Yes.
love it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh no, it's yeah, I trust me. I love it too. And what's funny, right? We were kind of talking beforehand with some of the things going on in the world right now. Live video could definitely become your friend as a small business owner. So I know
Yes,
in April when me and Greg get together, we'll be talking about this in a little bit more detail. So looking forward to that.
awesome. Yeah, I think for people coming to the KSU University, KBA University, you have to think about different ways you're going to reach the end user, prospect, clients, however you want to do it. And if you have an open mind and you're not intimidated by technology, there's a lot of great resources that can help you. I always liked when somebody was in front of the room and they're talking, selling something or educating, and they say they're doing one on many. And we do one on ones a lot of times to make presentations. But if you can talk to 50, 100, 200 people at one time, it obviously gives yourself more opportunities to do business with people. And I know with what you've shared with me, Jim, how powerful this program is, how simple it is, how useful it is for people that aren't technology challenged to jump in and use it. Offers just about everybody an opportunity to really take on a new avenue to get your message out there to people that need to hear your message.
Yep, and we've got a couple of viewers on LinkedIn. Carlotta Davis, thank you for joining us. I know she's a health coach and really doing
Awesome.
a bang up job with her clients. And so yeah, so Pete, who are some of these speakers that we got to
Yeah.
look forward to?
So I know they can go back because you interviewed Kim Ellett, which was one of our first, and Kim's really a growth coach. And just to plug first coaching in general, I think it's so important for us as business owners to have somebody to hold us accountable, map out a path, discover blind spots. So many times in business, we only know what we've been exposed to. And so a coach that has coached a lot of people sees the same things over and over again. So what Kim's going to talk about really specifically is the human connection. What is and how important is relationships in everything we do? We have tools like texting. We have a lot of things that we can do things in front of our phone, but there's still value and always will be value in the human connection. So Kim, as a coach, obviously stresses that with the clients that she has, and she's going to dig into ways that you can strengthen your relationships, that you can have more connections. And this is important for anybody, young or old. Even if you've heard it before, how important relationships are, you can always get tips and ideas to apply to your business today. I'm a person, and I know you are too, Jim, of continuous learning, to continue to educate ourselves, to read, listen to podcasts, listen to videos, or watch videos, because today it's so important to get access to people that know things that can help broaden your perspective, strategy, ideas on what you can do to grow your business. And so with Kim, she's going to dig into the human connection, and I promise you it'll be strong, it'll be insightful, and you'll walk away with some ideas to take to your business and to others.
And I think that's such an important point. I mean, really, when we talk about a lot of networking in general, right? It's all about building know, like, and trust. And what a better way than actually being in a group with other small business owners and getting to know, like, and trust each other because, I think like we talked about on Tuesday, a lot of it is about collaboration and not
Mm-hmm.
competition. I mean, I have
Yes,
no problem collaborating with you, and I think you feel the same way. And I think it's
absolutely.
important that it's but I think that's because we built some of that know, like, and trust over the past few months since I joined the association and gotten to know you, and vice versa.
Yeah, and when you hear speakers like we did, Ike Reinhardt, who is president or runs the Must Ministry and pastor at Piedmont Church, talk about the people factor, leadership, just the different ways we have to today do things a little different. I mean, he said like visiting when he was pastor growing a church 30 years ago, they'd visit, homes on Tuesday.
Right.
He said today he tried to do that, and I forget the acronym he used, but it had something to do with um, visiting it had to
Domestic
do with a
terrorism.
very intimidating word that we all
Right.
know as terrorist. And so, yeah, if you knock on a door, you better be. You don't never know what's behind that door. So I think
Right.
today you have to do it differently, and they are, and they changed, and that's what we do as business owners. We have to recognize that. Don't get caught up behind the computer just because we are here today. We're behind the computer, but we still went to a luncheon on Tuesday. We still
Hmm.
were together. We were still eating, learning, and meeting new people. So
Right.
we're not forgetting about that, but we're using what we have to maybe grow in a different area and to have more resources at our disposal. Like if something like comes up this and you're limited to meetings, well, if you know this technology and you know how to do it, then all you do is shift your approach a little bit. You go to video and you still reach your people. Your business doesn't slow down like it could because now you know of ways that you can still reach people through a different, avenue. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, who's another speaker we got
yeah,
coming up after Kim?
yeah, I will. Hopefully, we have Tracy Vires that'll jump on because we're going to do a panel discussion of three community leaders that have businesses that are also doing things in the community to really serve and volunteer and support. And so, Shelly Elder is one. She's actually president of KBA. She'll be on that panel. She's done a tremendous amount of work with local charities and just believes in supporting them and giving them exposure so more people can know about them. Um, Trent Trees is a local, has a painting company, and he supports a lot of younger kids and mentors them and does a lot of other things with his business as kind of a platform. But he won Business Person of the Year, and he's been one of the top businesses for the last, I think, 4 years. He'll be on there talking about, I mean, he'll be at the KBA University talking about ways that you can take your business and maybe put a purpose behind it. And Tracy Vires, who is a local real estate investor, she's also on the Kennesaw City Council. So it's important for you as a business to have relationships with your local officials because when things come up, you want to have already had a relationship so you can call that person up, talk to them candidly about how things might be affecting your business. If you don't have that relationship and you're calling out of the blue, good luck. It's important. And Tracy's going to share some tips and ideas on really, how you can do that and how you can get involved in knowing people that are in the government to serve us. I mean, they want our businesses to grow, and she's going to give you some ideas in that area.
And I think that's really great. And we've got several people over watching on LinkedIn Live on my LinkedIn feed. I want to say hi to Marcello and Renee, and also to Jeff Ettinger, a bunch of good people. So thank you all for tuning in, and especially I think if you're here in the Atlanta area, this is definitely something you want to consider because the KBA University is not just for Kennesaw Business Association members, but actually has been opened up to anyone that's willing to make that commitment of time. And I'm very excited about what KBA is doing to just help everyone get better. I mean, it goes back to what you were talking about early, how you and I both see how important it is to continuously learn. Things are continuously changing. We're going through that right now. The whole idea of remote work, it's been there for a long time, but it's really still a low percentage. And some people might find out, you know what, I can actually operate my business remotely, and this has almost forced them to think about things like that. And I know that, absolutely, people like Kim and the folks on the panel are going to be able to really help folks with that process.
Yeah, you know what was interesting? Dave Griffith, he owns a co-working space. He's also in real estate, and so it was his idea that he brought to the KBA to add value back to the members, to give them the tools they can to grow their business. Because he was in an environment where owning a co-working space where he sees all kinds of different businesses, so he's able to talk to them and understand some of their concerns. And so this was his idea, and we're just taking it and trying to take it to the next level. He started it, he put it all together, he gave us a framework. And what we'll do is we'll be glad to share with anybody that's interested in taking this format to their own association, local business association, whatever you want to do. And just think, like we talked about, Jim, is you got to add value to whatever you do, whether it's in business, whether you're an association. And if you add value, then people will appreciate the money they spend to be part of your organization. So as a KBA member and serving the members out there, which is over 500 strong, is we want to make sure we're doing what we need to do to serve our members, help them have the tools to grow, and provide educational resources. Because in different associations, they have continuous education and you have to get these credits and stuff. We don't necessarily have that at KBA, but this is our version of giving members a chance to grow.
And I think that that's one of the things I really admire and think is so important, is the fact that the association does look out for the best benefits and welfare of their members, and even in this case, non-members, because once you see all the great people that are a part of this organization, you just might end up deciding you want to join too. Because I think, isn't KBA one of the largest business associations in Cobb County?
I think it is. I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Think we have more people at the luncheon, and I think 500 strong would probably put us in that category. Wherever you are, I mean, if you're in Marietta, you're in Vinings, you're in Smyrna, whatever area, join an association, a local one. Plug in there first. And the chamber is a great place to do it, but there's also tremendous opportunities for you to serve at the local level. It's a whole lot easier to get positions and do things and help and support at the local level than it is necessarily at the chamber. But you want to have different avenues depending on the business you're in. But the membership, it's like under $100. Your lunches are about $15. So it's very reasonable, and you'll find that it's very easy to meet people. When you came, Jim, you'll probably attest. It's a pretty open environment that they want to help find ways to help you in whatever you're doing. And all of a sudden, you brought to us this format, and my gosh, this is rock star stuff. So by you being there, we benefit. Thank you. And thank you for opening up the platform.
Well, and it's been great, because I know every event I attend, I make a new connection and, look forward to developing those relationships. I also really think what you brought up about like these folks on the panel, and just the fact, like, even, you have tremendous organizations like Must Ministries involved, and what they do for the less fortunate in our community.
Yep.
Tremendous organization, and so many people are involved in what they do. The fact that you've got civic leaders that also get involved as well, and because when the community and the government work together in a positive way, so many positive things can happen. So that's another thing that I really think is great about what's going on. So who's the next speaker you want to talk about?
Yeah, so Joe Stockman is going to be coming on. He'll actually be on the show next week. But Joe, he's a different type of coach, raising the bar. He helps systems and processes. And if you're a fan of The Prophet, which is Marcus Lemona's show, where he comes in and potentially buys businesses, what he says, it's the 3 Ps: people, processes, and people, processes, and product. So the process is what I see a lot of times is broken. I just watched one last night, and it was on a van company. They didn't have any processes, so their end product wasn't up to the level that they needed to get to. So he really emphasized the fact that they have to have standards and levels to make sure that they can get the number of products out in the less amount of time. So yeah, so Joe is going to be working from a business owner standpoint. How do you put systems and processes in your business that'll help you maximize your growth and allow you to like have less friction? Because in business, if you're constantly fixing the same thing, then you got to get it fixed. You don't want that to happen over and over again. So Joe's going to be diving into that.
That
And
is
I'll
so
just give
cool.
you, go ahead, Jim.
No, and Kim Danke is over on LinkedIn, and she said that KBA University the last time was very, very beneficial to her business. And I know she's very involved in the association with, I want to say, is it All Roof Solutions? Did I say that right?
Yes.
And
Good
there's
plug for
also
Kim.
Renee, is a new in town
Yeah.
individual, has also said she's looking forward to networking. So Renee, we would encourage you to sign up as well with KBAU.org, and registration is actually open now. Yeah, very excited about what Joe is going to bring to everyone, because yeah, I know, like you and I talked about, The Prophet has definitely been one of my favorite shows to watch when I
Yep.
do have the time to watch it. Marcus, really, he tells it like it is.
He does. He's pretty unfiltered in a compassionate way. I mean, he wants them to grow and get better, but he sees so many different things that he's able to spot uh, blind spots or issues in the business and help them correct it and get on the right path. So yeah, Joe's going to be a great class with him, and I know we have a prospecting class this year, which Stasa and Marissa will be teaching that, and they are all over the country, and we're hoping to get them on next week. But they talk about how important prospecting is, and do you have a system with it? And are you putting enough people in the pipeline, and how do you do it? So they work with all kinds of different companies, so they'll be able to really help you maybe fine tune that important part. And if you're not a good prospector, then you're not going to have a thriving business, because you always got to be sharing your story, your solution, whatever you do with more and more people, because that's the way you grow, and that's the way you can capitalize on the opportunity you have at your business. And I'd say too, Jim, is that we've got, and him, friend of ours, Greg Burkholder, the LinkedIn guy. He's going to share the session with you. And Greg said he was going to save some of his really the best tips he has for LinkedIn. And
Right.
I know I'll tell it again because I shared it, I guess, the last time we were on. I thought I was good at LinkedIn. I thought I was like, I've been on this since it started almost. And my brother's a
Hmm.
pharmaceutical recruiter and urged me to get on years ago. But Greg just blew it out of the water. I felt like I was in first or second grade. And he gave me about 6 or 7 tips. I immediately put them in play. I had a presentation from a keynote I did at a convention a long time ago, like 8 years ago, when social media was just starting. It was still on my LinkedIn profile. I
Right.
mean, it's like, how stale can you be? And those 9 little images that he puts right below that he told me about on the about section, man, just gave some new life to my profile. And there's a number. I won't give away too much for steal Greg's thunder, but you will walk away from that session with things you can implement right away and make an
Absolutely.
impact on your profile.
And I'm
No.
like you. I thought I knew a lot, but then when I went to his session when he did the luncheon, that's the same way. It's like, wow, that's some really good stuff, and I've implemented that stuff as well. And of course, that led to me getting an opportunity to interview Greg on LinkedIn Live, and I know we both enjoyed that, and we've continued to connect not only with each other, but connect others. Because that's really what a lot of this about, especially in the community, is, right? You
Hmm.
want to build connections. I mean,
Yes.
even what people may not think about in attending KBA University is you're going to get a chance to meet other business owners outside of the speakers that you may find some new partnerships that it's going to be a win-win for everybody. So I think that's the other uh, maybe side benefit that people don't always consider when they take that time. And not to mention, you get breakfast.
Absolutely. And I'll share with the listeners too. We also this year have three very successful business and business owners and leaders in the community that will do a Q&A. Jay Cunningham, who's with Superior, who owns Superior Plumbing, and unless you're living under a rock, you know of Superior Plumbing and have seen him on billboards and things that they sponsor. So he's a KBA member and started, in KBA years ago. So he's going to be on the panel along with John Loud, who owns Loud Security and Systems, which John's the now in the chamber. He's the, I guess, I don't know what the exact title is, but he's kind of the person that leads the chamber this year. That's a business person, not a chamber member. But John's past president of KBA, and I heard both of them speak at a chamber event where it was a Q&A, and it was very insightful hearing their failures and how they overcome this and what are their challenges today. And so they're going to be on there with drawing a blank, Mr. Patel, RJ. There we go, RJ Patel, who owns a cleaning company here in town. Another leader and a very successful person, KBA member, is going to be sharing. So this is going to be focused on how the Business Association has helped, what you can learn, and then also how it's applied to their success that they have in the business community today. So that's going to be a fun event.
That isn't Superior Plumbing the official plumber of the Atlanta Braves?
I think it is. Yes.
Baseball season's almost here. Go Braves.
I'm hoping he has some influence and make sure that the Braves play their season this year.
Right.
I'll give you one other one that this as we're on the topic of relationships and how important it is to know people in the community. Drew Tongsmeyer, who is with the KSU, and he's with the small business part of KSU. So what Drew does, he'll work with your business from a consultant, and they don't charge anything. A lot of people don't know that they exist. So right. Drew spoke at our first one on digital marketing and was fantastic and gave us some insight. He's a Google partner, and so he's going to dive deeper a little bit into knowing the numbers and what do they mean for your business. Plus, you're going to want to meet him and know what his department does, because you as a small business owner, you can't do this alone. You have to have people around you that'll help you. And if you're at a point in your business that you're stagnant in your growth, maybe you need to go see Drew and his people over there at the KSU Small Business Department and find ways that you can grow and certainly get better at what you're doing in business. So.
Yeah, and it was one of those, did you know type of facts that I didn't know until I moved here, was they actually helped Elf on the Shelf become successful, and they're a local, Atlanta area business, and of course I think everybody's heard of that. I know it's not Christmas, but I just thought that was really interesting how they got their help through the Small Business Development Center. So I think that is really, really fascinating as well.
It is, and that's by being a part of these classes and being a part of KBA University, those relationships that you gain and the people you meet in that room will help you as you're progressing in your business career. So, we do focus on business owners, but we don't want to say that just business owners. So if you're a vendor that is out there in the selling world, or you have some product that you sell to small business owners, we have a lot of the focus is going to be on how to grow in sales and marketing. And so those are topics that I think would be very helpful for you. So, it's open to everybody, and we want to make sure that people understand that, hey, this is something that can help them. We do it early in the morning. We did it at lunchtime last year, and, we listen to what the members say, and getting to a lunchtime, if you're on the other side of town, can be challenging. So, start off the day, learn something, and then you don't have to break up your day. So we moved it to a breakfast format that enables us to really get that information early before you get real busy, and learn and grow before you start. And I think one thing, I'll just give a little plug for Tom and Cheese, because they're hosting this event. Laura Hart, who owns it with her husband Eric, they're past president. I mean, Laura, I think, Laura's past president of KBA. So she recognized the need for having a facility. So Laura opened up her restaurant that's right in Kennesaw for us to hold this event. And so if you have a chance and you're in Kennesaw, try one of those grilled cheeses. They have every grilled cheese that you can imagine, and you'll enjoy it. So yeah, that's we're super excited about getting started. So we got the 25th is when the first class. That's a Wednesday. The Monday before is the last registration, and we're going to take registrations for the entire 6 classes. We'll take spring break off for Cobb County, but we'll take them for the 6. And then also what'll happen is if we have space available, we'll do individual sessions. So stay tuned. As soon as we finish the registration for the entire session, we'll look at our registration numbers. And if space allows us, we'll open up, some individual classes. But I would highly recommend getting there. Like Kim Danke said, and I've talked to, lots of them because I was in both of them. They all said how helpful it was, what a good environment to learn and gain knowledge that help you to become better at what you do.
Right. Now, this has been great, Pete. And if you want to connect with Pete, find him on LinkedIn, and then you've got his phone number there on the screen as well. If you might want to call him if you've got specific questions about KBA University, I highly encourage you to look into this. This is a great way to help you grow your business. I mean, I think I know Zach and I think Heather Knight attended last session, and they are really some of the stuff they're doing with their security business. They're really taking off, and they had nothing but great things to say as well, because I have gotten to know them, another veteran-owned business that is being a part of the community. So, any final thoughts, Pete?
Well, if you're on the fence and you're thinking, should I do it? And you don't have to take a second mortgage out on your home. It's pretty reasonable at $125 for members, $175 for non-members. Do it. You'll be glad. I mean, I think you'll find that it was the best thing you did to meet new people, to get new ideas for your business, and to really commit to learning. And I think the topics that we have are good for just about every person. And I think you'll walk away with some tremendous ideas, great relationships. And I just encourage people to jump in, start your morning off on a Wednesday morning when we start with meeting new people and gaining knowledge to help you grow your business. So we're excited that you're considering us. Thank you for your time today. And Jim, thanks so much for putting this together for KBA members and for the university. And we appreciate you teaching a class during the sessions that we're going to do, and you're going to dive deep into really how we can use this for our business and what you can, the different things you can learn from this platform.
And thank you, Pete, for getting me involved. I'm glad to be a part of this. And
absolutely,
don't forget, folks, Tuesday at 3:00 we'll be talking to Joe Stockman. I know it'll be St. Patrick's Day, so maybe wear some green so you don't get pinched on the screen.
Thanks, Jim.
All right. See you, everyone.
All right. Y'all have a great day.